That's right, Rufus. It's assignment number 52 on page 43. And these were pretty tricky. So we have extra help from Rufus's friend, Pete the Rooster. So we have Rufus and Pete and myself. We're going to help you through these two problems here. I remember I told you to set it up like this before we left class. So we have x on the left and 50 minus x on the right side. Because what we really have is two triangles, one here and one here. We don't have enough information to solve either one of them. So we know that we're looking for the height of the church, because it says how high is the steeple. But in both cases, we don't have enough information to solve them independently, so we have to make a system out of it. That's a great idea. We should set up the first one as a tangent problem. So it's tangent of 40 equals opposite over adjacent. Now there's clearly not enough information to solve that. So we cross multiply. Right, and it's going to be h. H times 1 is h. And x times the tangent of 40 is x times the tangent of 40. Now we'll try to do the other side and set up an equation over there. You could do it that way, sure. So I'll do tangent of 32 equals opposite, which is height, over adjacent, which is 50 minus x. And then I'll cross multiply that and come up with an equation. Good. H, right? And then when you go the other way, it's the tangent of 32 times 50 minus x. From there, you now know that both of them are solved for h. If they're both equal to h, that means that that is equal to that. So I can make an equation that says, give myself some room here. I can make an equation that says x times the tangent of 40 equals the tangent of 32 times 50 minus x. Guys, stop fighting. I'm trying to get math done here. God. All right, so then you type in on your calculator, find out whatever the tan of 40 is, find out whatever the tan of 32 is, and you're going to turn that into a decimal. So you're going to have that decimal right here times x equals this decimal, tangent of 32, times 50 minus x. This one will require me to distribute. And if I'm going too fast, pause the video. You can shut me up at any time and then push play later. So now I have this decimal times x equals this distribution over here. You're going to solve it for x. And once you have x solved for, you're actually not done. Because all that gives you is this. So you put your answer right here, and then you do the tangent problem for your last step up here. Tangent of 40 equals h over whatever you got for your answer, and then you solve for the height of the church. The next problem is done the same way. The picture looks different though. There's still two triangles in here, so I'm going to start from scratch. And the problem wants me to find the height of the building. So I'm looking for that height. Instead of having a triangle on each side, this is just like the right triangle is folded over on the left. So that both triangles happen to be on the left this time, but it's the same idea. So I have this big triangle, right, with height there, 30 here, and the bottom is x plus 20. because this part was 20 and that part was x. All right, so my first equation is going to be the tangent of 30 equals height over x plus 20. The other triangle, easier to see if I just get rid of it, is this smaller one. Angle of 40, the height is x. I'm sorry, the height is h, the height is h. And then the bottom is just plain x. So this time, the tangent of 40 equals x over h. So really, now that we're down to this point here, it's really the same thing as what we had here. So you cross multiply each one. You end up with h times 1. In this direction we have the tangent of 30 times x plus 20. This one is x, or h times 1 is h. In this direction is tangent of 40 times x. They're both equal to h, so they're both equal to each other. So you set these two equal to each other. So I'm going to take this and set it equal to this. And here's where we exchange tangent of 30 and tangent of 40 for decimals. So it's going to be some decimal times x plus 20 equals some decimal, whatever tan 40 is, times x. Once you find out this decimal on the left, you have to distribute. So you'll get something here with an x. You'll solve for x by moving all your x's together. And remember, when you get this far, you're not done. You take that answer right here, and that becomes right here. That's your new x. So now you can solve for this triangle, will probably be easier. Solve for that triangle, which would be the tangent of 40 equals x over whatever you got for, or h over whatever you got for x. Cross multiply like we've always done and solve for the height. 6 points if it's on the regions, which can move your grade probably as much as 9 points with the scale, which makes a huge difference in people who pass and fail and people who get mastery, which is higher than 85 and don't get that. So this is one of those topics that we have to walk into that test in June, making sure that we know how to do.